Quick question for you. How many of you love using scented candles in your home? I bet that a bunch of hands just went up. I know mine did. I totally get it. There's something magical about lighting a candle and letting that warm, inviting fragrance fill your room. But what if I told you that this simple pleasure might be doing more harm than it's doing good? I used to be a fan, actually, I am a fan of scented candles. I loved when our home was smelling amazing, especially with the unique scents that could transform any space. But then we started to realize that what's actually in those candles is pretty shocking. It turns out that these lovely candles can have a significant impact on our environment and, more importantly, on our health. And that's exactly what we're talking about today. Welcome to our Proven Cancer Strategies Revealed 90 Days to Cancer Resilience series. I'm Debbie Sadie, and today is day 41, and it marks the beginning of our incredible week on toxins. We're diving deep into the invisible enemies that surround us daily and discussing how they compromise our immune system and make us more vulnerable to disease, including cancer. Now, while we're on the subject of everyday products, I actually saw a advertisement for personal, I guess a body deodorant. I think they came out in about 2017 is when it started. And it's marketed as a way to stay fresh all day. But it got me thinking, do we really need another product to put on our skin? And over time, this kind of a product starts out as something novel and new, but eventually it becomes the norm and it's what everybody's doing. But what cost is that at? So we have to ask ourselves, do we really need to coat our body with deodorant, blocking our pores and allowing potentially harmful chemicals to be absorbed into our bloodstream? This is a perfect example of how the personal care industry can proliferate the market with products we don't necessarily need, products that might actually be doing more harm than good. So let's ask a simple question. When it comes to toxins, what comes to your mind when you hear that word toxins? Maybe it's about chemicals in your cleaning products. It could be the pollution in the air or pesticides that are on your produce. In reality, toxins are all around us. It's in our home, our food, our water, and even in the products we put on our skin. And now you may be wondering, how do these toxins really affect my health? The answer is that we need to understand our immune system is like our body's defense force. Now, last week we talked a lot about the immune system, and it's designed to help protect us from harmful invaders. So this is our I guess our army. They look after harmful invaders like viruses, bacteria, and yes, even cancer cells. But when we're constantly being bombarded by toxins, our immune system can get overwhelmed. And it's like asking our soldiers to fight wars on many fronts. And eventually, something gives. The toxins can enter our body in various ways through the air we breathe, the water we drink, the food we eat, and the products we use. And once inside, they can disrupt our hormones, damage cells, and even alter our DNA. These disruptions weaken our immune system ability to fight effectively or function effectively, and it makes us more susceptible to chronic diseases like cancer. And so, for example, there's these things called endocrine disruptors. These are chemicals that are found in many plastics and personal care products. They mimic hormones and they can interfere with our body's hormonal balance. And this not only impacts our immune function, but it can also lead to things like reproductive issues, metabolic problems, and yes, an increased risk of cancer. And I want to break it down a little further by looking at some common sources of toxins. You'll probably know and be familiar with these. So, we're going to start with air pollution. So, from our car exhaust to industrial emissions, we are exposed to airborne toxins every time we step outside. And our air quality inside can also be just as concerning with the pollutants that we have from household products, from molds, and even furniture off gassing chemicals. We, we also have water contaminants, and despite regulations, our water can contain traces of heavy metals, pesticides, pharmaceutical residues, and these contaminants can accumulate in our bodies over time, adding to our toxic load. And then finally, I don't think this is an exhaustive list at all, but there's our personal care products. These are the lotions, the shampoos, and the deodorants that we're using daily that often contain synthetic chemicals that can be absorbed through the skin. And these ingredients are like parabens, phthalates, synthetic fragrances are the common culprits that can disrupt our hormonal balance. And then household cleaners. We have to keep our house clean. I agree with that. Many of the conventional cleaning products that we're used to using are laden with chemicals that can irritate the lungs, the skin, and the eyes. And long term exposure to these chemicals has been linked to respiratory issues and even to certain cancers. So, why is reducing toxic exposure so crucial? Imagine your immune system is a finely tuned orchestra. For it to perform at its best, each instrument needs to be in harmony. But the toxins can be like a static noise, disrupting the symphony, causing discord. And by minimizing our exposure to these harmful substances, we are giving our immune system the best chance to function optimally, protecting us from disease and promoting our overall health. So, here's what I want you to do today. Take a moment and walk around your house and identify some potential sources of toxins. It could be that air freshener in the living room, plastic containers in the kitchen, or plastic bags, and personal care products in your bathroom. And you can make a list and commit to gradually eliminating these sources from your life. Maybe you pick one and you start with one. I want you to remember that it's not about perfection, it's about making progress. We're not looking for it to happen all at once. That's pretty daunting. And so here's some questions that you might be thinking of in your head. So, how do I know if the products I'm using are safe? Now, one of the best ways to ensure your products are safe is to check the ingredient list. And I know they're pretty long and there's lots of things on it. And to be honest, when I'm in the store, I can't even read it because the print is so tiny. But look at the labels if they say paraben free, phthalate free, free of synthetic fragrances. And here's a really great tip. You can go on an app like the EWG Skin Deep that allows you to scan product barcodes and to get safety ratings. Now, EWG is the Environmental Working Group. They do have an app where you can actually check out a ton of different products. And when you're looking to buy them, you can figure out whether or not the product you're looking for is rated as safe. They rate it, they have a green, yellow, and red rating. And there's a lot of different things. It's very eye-opening to take a look at the EWG's app or go on their website. The second thing you can is it possible to completely avoid toxins? Honestly, I think it's nearly impossible to avoid all toxins. You could be a nomad living in the middle of nowhere, and you're still going to be impacted by toxins. But here's again, the goal isn't about perfection, it's about reduction. It's about making small, consistent changes, choosing organic produce, using natural cleaning products, and filtering your water so you can significantly reduce your overall exposure to toxins. And what about a detox program? Can we do that? Is that something that can help? So the answer to that is that detox programs can be beneficial, especially when they're done right. They can help your body to eliminate stored toxins, things like heavy metals and stuff, and give your immune system a much needed rest. However, you want to make sure that you are approaching your detox as a lifestyle rather than as a quick fix. So consistent long-term changes are where the real benefit lies. And so I want to thank you for joining me today as we kick off our toxin week on our 90 Days to Cancer Resilience series. Remember, awareness is the first step to change. Being mindful of the toxins in our environment, we can take control of our health, empower our immune system to do what it does best, which is to protect us. And if you found today's session helpful, please like it. And don't forget to share this video with someone who can benefit from the information. Stay tuned for tomorrow's video, where we will dive into some practical steps to reduce your toxins from your home environments. And until then, take care and stay resilient.